Hello everybody, my name is Binklebabb and welcome to Real Talk Episode 3. This wasn't going to be the original video for today, so it's going to be a Moonrise review, but if you saw my community post, which if you're watching this, you probably have not, that's okay. It was about just me talking about how Moonrise, just talking that much, every single card was very exhausting, so I may still do Moonrise. I might just take breaks and then recording or do multiple parts, stuff like that. Instead of doing one large take. That's miserable. Don't do that. I learned from my mistakes. So I might still review Moonrise, but on to the real sauce of the darn video. It is, if you read the title and saw the thumbnail, you freaking goober, you would know that it's the worst deck. Like, the decks that I feel like are kind of just that underperforms, decks that I've played that just are hard to build, hint hint. The last deck I'm going to talk about in this video that are impossible to build, but just underperformed, just are like, just when you play them, it sounds good in practice, but it's not good at all. And the first deck that is in that category is Krakatuga Burn. And this one upsets me because I've did multiple weeks of practicing and trying to perfect this deck, and it upsets me that it kind of sucks. It's kind of mid. The problem with the deck that I found out is just that I found with the deck is getting Eruption first place. Yes, you have things like Boltuga, but it's very, very slow. I wish there was a way just to get Eruption a lot easier. Besides Boltuga, I mean, yeah, it's guaranteed, but I mean, once they know your strategy, they're just gonna side in a Fire Spirit, and then what? Then what do you do? I mean, yeah, you can still burn the Krakatuga, but you're spending 2. And that's the one issue, is that you just run out of Fire Spirits too much when you need a ton of water to even make progress, because there's not enough good fire cards. And even then, you would have to have 3 Eruption to target and destroy 3 cards, and then Krakatuga. Then you win. If that's your opening hand, you win. You win automatically. You're burning for 3, 6, 9, 12 spirits. And then now they're down to 8 spirits, and then it's like, oh, they start at 20 spirits, now they're at 8. So even if they mulligan too, so it can be good when it's really good in a best of 1, but in best of 3 it's kind of garbage, because especially if you bring up all 2, it's like, oh, they're running Eruption, let me just side in a Fire Spirit, or oh, let me just use a Fire Spirit. Especially if you're running against fire, then you're kind of screwed. That's why Wind Burn is 10 times better. Yes, it burns for less, but you're not getting rid of all your spirits, and you don't have to worry about the whole Fire Spirit thing. I don't know. It just feels weird. It's just sort of It sounds really good in practice, but then you're like, oh, they just get around it so easily. It's too slow. This is not good. That's how I feel about it. It's just not good enough. And what's really upsetting is that I love Krakatuga and Swaltuga. They look cool, and I love Swaltuga. Its effect. It's a very good searcher. One of the best searchers. It's really good. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts about it. The next deck that I think underperforms, or is just kind of mid, is Brontiglow. Brontiglow is kind of just It's sort of Krakatuga. Like, in practice, it sounds crazy. You get to pop a rune and send out a big guy. That sounds awesome. But in practice, okay, send out Funglow. Hope it doesn't get Gorgons, because it's a 2-1. Then it's a 1-1 if it gets Gorgons, because the effect is +1 every Thunderlustral. Not even for each spirit, just +1 attack, whatever. And then Thunderstorm, you could special cast Brontiglow, which is different from special ascending, so it does sound better in practice. But you think 1 for Funglow, 2 for Thunderstorm, and then 2 for Brontiglow. So it's an extra spirit. So that's 5 spirits just to get out of strategy. It's like, oh my gosh. You have to do Ambrosia and Quackle, and so to heal stall deck. But then it's like, oh, how do you implement the new Moonrise stuff with Titano Strike and the Magniros? And it's like, how do you not burn away all your spirits? It's gonna make Krakatuga look good. It's I don't know. It's like, okay, and even say, right, you get out Brontiglow. You have Brontiglow. Then what does Brontoglow do? What does he do? What does he do? He does nothing. He sits. You can hit over stuff. Oh, I can disenchant one from my fun glow to disenchant what away all the spirits on their boards. That is what? What? I mean, I could maybe see like disable like a counter, like disenchant one from fun glow to disable 1 or 2 face downs. That would have been a really good effect, balanced effect. You get to pop runes, and the ones that they do have, you can suppress them to where they can't even be played, hit over, do damage, get over something. And it's like, I just don't get it. It's so like counterintuitive, I guess would be the word. Like, okay, even with Titanic Strike, people are trying to sell Titanic Strike to me, but it's like, why not just play Boom Bat? Like, you can play Thunderstorm and Boom Bat in the same turn. It's like, well, you get a 4 defense wall, and it's like, well, if you're relying on 4 defense walls like that much, like, I don't know. I don't really have my thoughts on that fully, but like, I feel like Titanic Strike is just too expensive. Like, you spend 1 plus the Thunderstorm, and it's like, if you just get him and you don't have Thunderstorm, you kind of just brick with him, and it's like, what do I do with this card? 4 defense, woohoo! But you have a Strabbit, so it's like, I don't know. I feel like it just feels weird. It just feels awkward. That's the entire deck. In one word, awkward. It just feels weird to use. It's fluent when you like use Strabbit to like practically foretell. Get Thunderstorm, Fun Glow, you have both of them. Perfect. You get the strategy off. Have Brontoglow. Then I notice that every time I get Brontoglow, no matter what, I just lose. Like, it doesn't matter if you get off the strategy. Actually, the strategy's hurting me more because I can't recover after they kill my guy. I can't recover, and it's just, it just feels awful. Because it's literally just a deck that functions with a really mediocre strategy. It is literally just a functioning deck. That is the best way to explain it. And I wish it got cheap, like, support that just didn't, like, continue to support the problems that it already has and fix the problems. What do you do with Brontoglow? How do you not spend 1,000,000 spirits on Thunderstorms and Titanic Strikes? It's just, I don't know. It's just really expensive. It's really expensive with no payoff. That's another way to explain it. Really expensive, no payoff. Awkward, no payoff for just this really expensive setup that takes the whole game for just to lose. The last card you saw in the thumbnail. Yes, I spoiled this entire video in the thumbnail. I don't care. Imperawa. Imperawa is just so garbage. So garbage. So garbage. So garbage. So garbage. It's like, it's so close to being good, but it's so It's so just mid. It's so mediocre and bad. So, a little history lesson. Welcome to Bingo Bab's history lessons, okay? I don't know where I'm going with that. I don't know why I said that. But Imperawa, so when Frostfall came out, there was Cryo Scorch, Imperawa, right? I think it showed off Imperawa first. It was really pushing Imperawa, like, hey, this is cool deck. And then Cryo Scorch came out, and like, I already had so much bias towards Imperawa already. It's like, Cryo Scorch, that's gonna be mid. And then everyone was saying, oh, but Cryo Scorch clearly better than Imperawa. And I'm like, no. And then I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Turns out, Penguwa is garbage. I didn't notice that because of how much bias I had in glazing I was doing on Imperawa. I was glazing Imperawa with my life, and Penguwa sucked. Snowaddle could search Penguwa, which was a bad card, and then Rice Ridge was just kind of garbage. It's okay. Rice Ridge is okay. It's okay. It's alright, but that's off topic for another video. Anyways, Imperawa, it's just garbage. Just read it's like, no matter what you do, Imperawa's gonna get outed next turn. It's like, unless they're committing so much to their board, it doesn't matter. You have to Nexus all your spirits, all of them, and then disenchant three, and you have to do this. Like, it's awkward to use. Just like Brontoglow, it's just awkward. It's just awkward. It is impossible to use because it's like, oh, I want to have protection on this guy, so I'll do this element and this element. It's like, oh, you already have frost, thunder, and water, but you already have, it's not enough room. You need a 100 card main deck for Imperawatt to be good, like decent. Like it is just bad, and it upsets me because I was like on Team Imperawatt like all the way through Frostfall until Frostfall finally came out. I was tempted to buy 2 Imperawatt starter decks. It was that bad. I was a glazer on Imperawatt. It was that bad. But I did end up buying a Craft Scorch deck as well. I'm like, oh wait, I realized, it's smarter to just get one of each. And if I really feel like I need to go back and get another Imperawatt deck, I will eventually get another one. Turns out I didn't need to do that. Imperawatt sucks ding dong. It sucks dingus dongle. And I just ended up building a Craft Scorch deck. I'm gonna be real with you. I just ended up building Craft Scorch. I didn't think he's gonna be that crazy, and then turns out I realized, hey, wait a minute. Craft Scorch is so extra, you don't even need him. And then I'm like, oh, Craft's just good on its own. And then I'm like, oh, people already discovered that before me. I'm dumb. But yeah, it kind of just sucked. But that is going to wrap it up for the Real Talk episode 3. That was all the mid decks and stuff. And yeah, they all kind of suck. They're all alright. I think they're all okay, but I really appreciate it if you like the video, because I put a lot of work in each video, even though it doesn't seem like I do. And have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this, and goodbye.